Hello. And so this is going to be how sometimes I start my videos. I'm going to start maybe with, giving you a gallery view of my bottles that I have that are standing up. And, I kind of like put them together. Like I have a women's gallery over there, and I have a birds gallery, I have an animals gallery back there. I have several galleries, but what I'm going to be usually doing is starting it with my drinks. Oh yeah, this sir loves alcohol. Not gonna fake it. Not gonna lie. Let me see. Let me replace the ice real quick. I'm gonna wash my hands. And yes, I fucking say wash. I know, it's weird. I don't give two shits. But anyways, so let me get some brand new ice. And you always want fresh ice because you don't want your ice to be melted, which will end up watering down your drink. And I do not care for watered down drinks. So we're going to start with my favorite liquor, absinthe, and I actually may do a piece over it here soon. So I'm going to start it with this. And I'm going to do an ounce. And then I'm going to do a half ounce. Okay, and then I'm going to do an ounce of amaretto. Get all that good almond liqueur in there. Fuck yeah, get in there, almond liqueur. And then I'm going to do half an ounce of gin. So, now that we have the green berry, almonds, and fucking the juniper flower, let us shake this bad boy. Okay. Sweet. Oh, and let me get my glass. I know it's a wine glass, but I like wine too, so fuck it, why not? Okay, so we're gonna pour it in there, see its color. I'm not gonna lie, the color could use some fucking, I mean, it looks putrid. But, let's try the taste. It actually tastes really good. Like, it's really fucking strong. This is mostly liquor, but you can taste both the absinthe and the hint of gin, and then you can taste the little almond too. It all coalesces, and it actually tastes really good. But like I said, this is a strong drink, so this isn't fucking one you will, oh, I'll just be able to down these all night. No, because absinthe is like fucking strong. Like, let me see real quick. This is 55%. And this isn't even the strongest, actually, I think this may be the strongest. No, it's not the strongest I have. I have a 65% one. And then, this is the only liqueur, which is less than alcohol, but it's still gonna add to the fucking up of your end of the nights. So yeah, this was my segment on this drink. I will figure out a name and I will post it on my blog. And if someone else has created this, let me know what it's called, and then I can just update. I'll send an update to my next video, so that way I can say, oh yeah, this was created by whom, because I just literally took my favorite shit and just added it together. So I always want to be right. So if you find someone who's already made this, send it to me. But thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy. Oh, and remember, sorry. You're like, when can the segment end? So I can get to the actual fucking video. No. So, it was an ounce and a half of absinthe, an ounce of amaretto, and a half an ounce of gin. It's like a staircase. And I'll also post the ingredients on my blog. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm really going this time. Cheers. Hello, welcome blasphemous heathens to my new web series called What in the IPL is Going On? There'll be twists and turns as well as random rants where the joke outlives its usefulness, but I will somehow keep going while sustaining your interest just enough for you to still pay attention. You will soon see my work in action. Now, this is the first episode, and yes, you will see me bleed. And no, my audience, I am talking about the sexual escapades of bottoms taking it for the first time, not women's flow of, well, warm, tart, cherry jelly. Oh god, kill me. Yeah, that joke needed a fucking swift murder. This is the first episode. I will explain how these episodes will work. Each piece will at least cover one story and maybe another one if there is time. Now, I will soon introduce small pieces of an issue that will begin each episode. It will be part of a larger dive into the certain issue. After the first two episodes, I will begin each piece concerning pit bulls with the smaller pieces, and I'll expound more later on how I will break this issue down. But for today, let's talk about everyone's favorite pastime, but not to openly discuss subject sex. It's very weird how everyone literally does it, and sometimes even in the public bathroom in a stall next to an 80-year-old lady giving her husband an Olympic level hand job. But it's still considered taboo. So let's visit the sex ed you took with me growing up. But remember me? Don't remember me? That's okay. I remember you. Now, everyone knows how to tell a virgin bottom or a woman who is receiving for the first time, though it isn't 100% you can tell with heteros and tops when it's their first time, but you'll have to go back and reminisce about the time you were in my sex ed class learning about the 4 sex W's. When, where, and why. Then there is when to have or not have sex. Having sex is fun and fucking great, but there's a lot of strings attached. Consent is huge and very fucking important. And here is where I have a problem with guys not knowing how to see whether someone is uncomfortable or not, because they literally watch the body language of football players and just magically know what play the coach is going to be orgasming out. So think about it like football. Read her body language for whether she really wants to perform the saddle up cowboy run, or if she wants to make the wine and dinner was fun, but I think I'm going to pass the ball kind of play. Also, nodding and quietly whispering or saying maybe or I guess doesn't really sound like she wants to have sex. I mean, if you had fans whisper their cheers as they said, I want number 15 to get 4 touchdowns, ... I guess? Then you really wouldn't think they were all in the game. Now, if you say that asking kills the moment, then how about instead raping a woman, leading her to where she feels disgusted and violated, while also reliving that horrific moment over and over again? So by sacrificing the moment, you are saving a woman's future. And due to some reason, the future of rapists being more important than the future of a woman, then think about it saving your fucking future too. And also saying that it kills the moment would be like saying Scarlett Johansson for the straights and for the gays, Anderson Cooper, walks in on you guys having sex. And your partner then says, I am happy to have a threesome. Like, how does that fucking ruin the moment? The moment is arguably way better. So when you ask her, read her body language, and if you have any doubt or she straight up declines, then kindly say, okay, grab some popcorn and watch a fucking movie, or, even better yet, in the motherfucking night. Now, another win in your is when in your life you should start having sex. Well, I would have you check your laws for the age of consent and then follow the good rule of thumb. If you are above the age of consent but under 18, then only have sex with people who are like you above the age of consent but lower than 18. And if you are 18, then I have some simple advice for you. Don't fucking look at anyone below 18. Just don't. Don't stop to cop a feel. Don't send nudies. You should literally think of them as a chimera of a reverse Medusa and a stone angels from Doctor Who. You can't look at any part of her except for her eyes. And if they look at you, whether they have sexual tension or in a regular way, don't stare, because a stone angel will literally inhabit your fucking eyes, and you will end up destroying the future of them and yours. Now, for certain politicians, they won't listen to this because they have figured out the equation for the right age, from their fucking conservative sex book, and it is 18 minus any fucking number above 1. And here is the third one, and very important, why? For instance, are you having sex to have children or just for pleasure? And if it's for pleasure, then I would have suggested wearing condoms, taking birth control, and when he doesn't want to use a condom, inevitably leading him to pressuring you, cut off the man's balls. And or get what you can call an internal vaginal or asshole taser to electrocute the bastard so you don't have to write an essay on the thesis of no means no, you fucking dumbass dickwad. Now, I know that I mentioned a fourth W and kind of skipped over it. I mean, it has a cuss word in it, and I probably didn't cuss. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. And no, I wouldn't have substituted the word because it would have been detrimental to its impactfulness and might end up confusing you down the road anyhow. Not to mention, the word is actually 3, just said extremely fast, making it 1 word. This would enrage the local, emotionally unstable English teacher who was drunk on some homemade moonshine, screaming profanities at 3 o'clock a.m. in complete incorrectly structured sentences, mind you, and he is doing all of this as he's unsuccessfully looking up words in the dictionary such as yeet and most deaf. Yeah, and while he is in the dictionary, he will also look up the word divorce and pray to God there's another positive definition that his wife may have been meaning instead when she asked for the big D. I know, he got excited hearing that one too. But then he remembered how she moaned when his dick was out and was quiet when it was in. Let's just say she wouldn't have won no Emmy Awards for the part of the orgasm faker. So now here comes the fourth word, with which you will involuntarily say when he thrusts his log of an appendage in that vagina or asshole with the stats of a 3-inch diameter thickness, with 8 inches of pure unadulterated length, with no lube, and you will scream, "What the fuck?" You will then instantly know how a virgin, because no one has ripped into them before, about penetrating the fucking asshole with a stiff goddamn rod and just magically thinking it will slip right on through. That's like going down the wrong way on a one-way and just expecting nothing to happen, as then drivers will inevitably scream the same thing. What the fuck? It is now that we have learned about the 5 W's. Oh wait, shit, I forgot one. That last one is whore. It's perfectly fine to be a whore, woman or man. Like, I enjoy being a whore, it's my favorite hobby. Though the effort that bottoms put in to be clean inside and out is deserving of a goddamn tax break. Now, while I have been telling you about our class, I realize why you may not remember me. I mean, it makes sense, because who would forget this fuckface generator of a queen? Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, or what it's supposed to mean, but it's somehow true. Anyway, the reason is simply because you may not have taken one with me at all. What a plot twist! And if you did, there's a good chance it was not on how to have responsible safe sex, but on how to not have it at all. If they only had the ability to quantify teenage sexual energy, then they would understand. Because it would be like Dragon Ball Z style, that universe would soon find that there is not a new power level or a new hair color that could match it. Now, ignorance of sex then leads to spikes in teen pregnancy and HIV, not to mention bloodied assholes, poor, poor bottoms. I think tops almost need to donate money for how they have treated them. Especially those assholes, not the tops, but just general, those assholes who coordinated and planned those wretched conversion camps. And speaking of power levels, this should be a final betrayal form for the energy generated by a closeted man who wrote and coordinated conversion camps as they fucked their misters, in the closet while teens outside saying, "Lord, pray the gay out of my loins," and Reba McEntire's song "Fancy" out of my playlist by stopping the coins from entering the jukebox machine, from having it a playing again. Now, I do have a tip for kids who are sons or daughters of homophobic Christian parents. When you knock up a girl, or if you're a girl and get pregnant, just be brave and come out as gay. Now then, this is important. Switch quickly back and confess about the pregnancy. I guarantee you they will breathe a sigh of relief that could run for the Oklahoma wind that's sweeping down the plain. Now, if Christian parents are going to hate homosexuality so much, we might as well let those poor teens use it to their advantage. Now, to finish talking about sex, you have to love the fucking hypocrisy of conservative politicians who eat out underage girls and then want them to squirt. Now, Democratic politicians do this as well, but it's just more fucking outrageously heinous when conservatives do, because they pride themselves on being the moral compass of the nation and regulate everyone else's freedoms and women's sex life, even though they should be regulating themselves. The difference is like when your partner cheats on you and it's your best friend or the asshole that fixes your swimming pool. I mean, you had a deep, trash-talking conversations about cheaters with him, who now interact daily with the other man without realizing what the fucker's doing. Like the neighbor next door when she didn't know how the female plumber had her tubes cleaned by her husband. That was after she traded her coveted 5-generation hand-me-down secret apple pie recipe with the mistress. Coincidentally, what her mother didn't tell her was that the recipe was actually 10 generations old. They got halfway through its age because great-great-great-grandma did a little hanky-panky with a woman's husband who gave her the recipe. I know we shouldn't slut shame, but that recipe is a crotch that spreads like fire. Now, what's funny about squirting is the fact that it's mostly piss. Maybe that's why Donald Trump denies the golden shower tape, because his poor now turned alcoholic assistant was told to save it on a file called "Squirting on Orange Daddy." And yes, that poor guy had to watch it to create a training video for Trump University so that he obviously could give it to the drunk English teacher we all know and love and can use it to teach a porn course, which obviously, since it's Trump, won't let it be taught by a professional like a porn director or at least a sexologist or whatever they're called. No, it will be by a predatory English teacher who will get fired for pressuring students into sex, which is not called non-consensual sex. It's called rape. So fuck off if that's what you like to call it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you see me in my next video.